There you go. Yeah.
Jeez.
People, you're now watching the Daily Devotion Podcast, the space where we connect and engage with creatives from various industries to share insights on their journey thus far. And what a journey it's going to be for this very special guest. I'm so privileged, I'm so blessed to be sat here with a up-and-coming young rising star, sibling of 4, leading from the front, world champion to be. Remember the name, Keandre Angell Gordon. What are you saying?
Title.
Good.
You good?
Thank you. Yeah.
And it's my godson as well. And introduce Marcus Gordon, father. You bless it, fam.
Yeah, bless man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. It's mad because this little man here, I used to call him Little Biggs. In my mama womb, it was only a little avocado, and then it was a mango seed, and now it's a little Biggs, but it's a big man in his own right. Keandre, how's it going? You all right?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, I'm blessed, thanks. What you been doing today?
We just got here from school and then, I'm just doing a Christmas card today at school.
Okay. Was it for Uncle Dum Dum? Is it for me?
It's for my little brother Romani.
I asked him the same question. He said it's for Romani, so
See that?
normally it doesn't for me, but
He took over the thing. So you've just left school. This is what I'm saying. He's very, he's on it. He's just left school. It's nearly Christmas, and he said, "Do you know what? Yeah, Uncle Dum Dum, Daddy, let's get cracking." But he's very unique in the way that at such a young age, you have got just an amazing amount of talent in the sport of boxing. So, what made you get into boxing, Keandre?
Well, we used to, me and my dad, play fights sometimes, and then one day he took me on the pads, and then I really liked boxing and kept on training, and now we're here.
So now you're here. Why? So in these play fights, who won? You, yeah, champion. Because it's mad because when your dad and I was about your age, we would fight with Pops, with Marcus's dad, Granddad. Big up Master Garden. And he would win. So if you're winning,
both
that's a
at
good
the
thing.
same time.
Marks, do you feel like your upbringing in a sort of kind of like combative way, kind of like play fighting, helps you have that with him, or is it just a father and son kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it's just like a father and son type of thing, but definitely me doing that with my father when I was young influenced me more to do it with him. And yeah, it just took off from there, like you said. Bought some gloves, bought some pads, and then stuck to it ever since, trained every day.
So, obviously, us two grew up playing football. Obviously, I could do a range of sports, badminton, football, basketball, athletics, whatever else, but we kind of stuck to football. Did you start football, or you like football, do athletics and just found boxing, or was it like a bit of trying a bit of everything?
Yeah, I used to train for football, but I can't really get the ball too much because it's just like everyone just runs to the ball instead of just trying to get into space so people can pass it and then they can get a shot.
You know him thing, innit? Right? So, yo, everybody's trying to chase the ball instead of getting into space to receive it. So, you obviously, didn't really like the fact that you wasn't able to get space, receive the ball and do your thing. Do you think boxing helps you be more individual in your kind of skill set?
Yeah,
Because it's not a team sport. Because it's not a team sport.
Yeah, because it's not a team sport. It's easier for you to learn more things.
All right. So you think it's easier to learn more by yourself when, listen, I've got, obviously 11-a-side football. There's another 10 man who need to carry the burden. So obviously, do you feel like that's going to help him be more of an independent person because he isn't reliant on other players or...
Yeah, that's why we're trying to teach him, like, because he does boxing. When you're in the ring, it's all down to you. You've got to be strong for yourself, strong-minded, and physically strong as well. So that, as he was saying, with football, you know, it's like with kids' football, they all just chase the ball. Or see, like Keandre, he's good at football. He can do lots of range of skills. As you know, we do lots of skills when we play football. So I taught him all the skills and stuff. But when you're playing for under 8s, you can't really get them skills out because they're all crowding around
trying to chase the ball.
Sometimes you get tackled by your own player and stuff.
Stumbling over each other and thing.
See? So you only train once a week, and after 3-4 weeks he was saying stuff like, oh, he doesn't really want to, he don't want to go. And I'm thinking, you only train once a week, like, you don't want to go. So after, I was telling him, come on, you know, encouraging him to go and stuff. And then after a few weeks he kept complaining. So I said, like, what do you want to do? We always have played fighting and done boxing in the house, like, as you've seen when you've been around. And he says he wants to do like proper boxing. So I said, you want to go to the gym and like do like proper boxing? And he says, yeah. Literally, we went the first day. He trained for like 2 hours, and then he said he really enjoyed it. I said, do you want to go again? He said, yeah, I want to go tomorrow. And literally, since that day, we've been every single day. He's been to the gym, and he's kept it up. He enjoys it. He likes that. Like he said, he likes that. It's 1-to-1. So when he goes in the gym, it's like, yes, Keandre. They'll ask how his day been, big him up, give him a task to do. Then they'll work with him individually.
It's focused learning then, like, because we see a lot of times, even in school or in team sports or team associated environments, you know, team orientated environments, that a lot of kids get left by the wayside because they don't have that tailored approach. Whereas he's already got that in the house by yourself and your mother, but then it will also have that in the gym because it's tailored for you.
Yeah, that's what it says, like, his family at home. And you got like, it's like a boxing family, because it's not as many people. Like in football, you have 16 to 20, sometimes maybe 30 players. You might have 2-3 coaches, whereas in boxing gym you only have like 1 coach, and then your team's like 5-6 people what you train with at a time. Obviously, unless it's the kids class, well, then it could be up to 20-30 kids. But then when he's training with the pros and the amateurs, it's a small amount, so everyone gets individual one-on-one time. Whereas, like we said, you can play football for 90 minutes, you might touch the ball 3 times, you know what I mean? Or you might not even really do anything, like. So he likes that it's all hands-on, one-on-one, like. Yeah.
So Keandre, how old are you now?
I'm 9 years old. I'm 10 in February.
My godson, you know, saying 10 in February, you know. Remember me saying, I seen the boys in the womb, Talawa. So, what gym do you train at, and how many days do you train?
I train at Concrete Canvas Gym. It's a gym near my house on Jonathan. Here I train twice a day, so sometimes in the morning before school and after school. Or if we don't make it to school before school, we do a little bit at home for half an hour.
He's 9 years old. While you're in your bed sleeping, he's getting up in the morning and he's doing training. Champion mentality. Now, you've always been an early riser, Marcus.
Yeah, I'm a morning person.
Always been a morning person. Now, so I remember him just saying there, like, if I don't go to train, I'm still got that in the morning.
Yeah, so obviously if he misses, like, he has to be there at 7 o'clock to train with the pros and stuff. So if he misses the timing, like, and we've got the timing wrong, he's not got up early enough and he's getting ready. When it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock, we'll do like half an hour pads in the house. I'll do it with him because obviously I help coach a bit as well. So, and obviously being in the gym, watching him train and stuff, I've picked up a lot of stuff and a lot of the shots. You know, I will learn quick.
I was in the house the other day, and Keandre just like, it's like, oh, Daddy, it's not that one, it's this one. I was like, oh yeah, true.
Yeah. So if I can't get the shot right, he remembers all the shots. That's why he's so good. He takes to it like, as soon as you show him a new shot, he remembers it instantly. Instantly, he can do it with 70-80% the right technique. It's not like you have to show him the shot, he does the shot, then it's like the technique and do this and twist it through and you know all the little.
He picks it up straight away.
Picks it up straight away, yeah.
Almost kind of like how you
everything
did.
else he knows. Yeah, definitely. It's very athletic.
Almost like how you did in terms of when your daddy was like your age and growing up, everything, first time, I've shown him one time, whoop, you get it. You know what I mean? And I think that now has translated through to you, but now you're taking it to a different level now. You know what I mean? So, what does training look like then? If you say after school, what kind of stuff do you do? Are you doing circuits? Are you doing pad work?
Yeah, at first, so after school when we get there, it's the kids session, so we do the ladder and with my footwork, and then after that we do a couple races, and then we do some pads in the ring, and we do a bad circuit.
And you do that 2 times a day. How many times a week?
That's just the first session.
The first session.
Every day does the kids session.
And then the pros.
Yes, the session straight after. So he trains from 4 till 5 with the kids, and then he trains from 5 till 6 with the adults. So what do you do after 5 till 6?
5 till 6. So after that we do a bit of pads sometimes, a little bit of sparring, and then we do some pull-ups or sit-ups and push-ups.
This man, I tell you now, yeah, the man over there, I've gone over to the house, the family home, and he's there with top off, flexing. The man is absolutely tick. Okay, just taking the whoop, shoulder, tricep, pick everything.
In 10 minutes, you can get off 100 push-ups in like 10 minutes.
Ridiculous.
He'll do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats.
Ridiculous.
And that's after the gym. He'll do 50 pull-ups in the gym. He'll do push-ups, sit-ups, dips. Not every day, obviously, it's like a regime. Like he might do dips and pull-ups and push-ups one day. Next day, he might do sit-ups and go on the treadmill. And what other stuff do you do? Like different types of strength and conditioning types of stuff. He'll do lots of different stuff, whatever the coach has planned for him. So yeah.
Obviously, as because to those, there's this notion that when you're young and you're growing, don't do too much strenuous exercise, don't do too much weight because it's going to stunt your growth. Now, boxing is a different kind of training. It's not weight bearing. It's normally your own body weight. It's your own body weight. So, as his father, and for Amber, his mum, shout out Bam Bam, and Armine, and Lishante, and Romane, you don't know. Salute. Do you ever get scared of that burnout? Because obviously he's an ITAL man, he's a RAS, so obviously like nutrition is everything on top of the training.
Yep, definitely. So he eats all the proper foods that he should eat as well before and after training. Obviously, as you know, I eat well anyway, but I do eat certain foods that aren't good for you here and there.
It's balance all the way.
Balance, yeah, as we all do. And Keandre, sometimes if we're going to a takeaway or we're going to a restaurant, he'll refuse like the chips and the burger, and he'll say he wants the pasta or he wants the
salad.
And he doesn't feel away. He's not like, and he's jealous about other people having chips and whatever and burgers and chicken nuggets and chicken strips or whatever. He's not bothered. He enjoys his pasta and he has a big plate full. He's strong and he'll have his protein and
electrolytes and
electrolytes and certain stuff, and so it makes him feel strong, doesn't it?
Yeah, and sometimes even when we're eating pasta, I eat more than you.
Yeah, most definitely.
The man is 9 years old. He's so, look at him. He's just calm, collected. His mind works. He's articulate. He's his own person. And I told you, remember the name, Keandre Angell Gordon. So, Keandre, what do you like about boxing?
I like learning all the new combinations, and that it's only a one-to-one session, so it's only me and the coach. And
and what are you good at? Because I know that you can do everything. So what are you good at? I'm gonna slap the video up as well in this, so I'll keep watching. But what are your strengths?
So Like my dad said, if someone tells me a shot, just get it quick, and my feet, I'm fast on my feet.
And you've got two hands. It's ambidextrous, you see. I think a certain percentage, I'm not too sure, we'll have to fact check it. I think like 90% of the world are right-handed. Now Marcus is both left-handed and right-handed, ambidextrous. Keandre is the same. How does that help him in the world of the fighters that are all orthodox?
Yeah, I think that definitely helps him being ambidextrous, but he's predominantly left-handed, so he's a southpaw. But he's a switch hitter anyway, so he boxes left-handed and right-handed every day. Everything he learns from orthodox and he learns from southpaw. And like I said, he picks it all up on both sides so easy. He doesn't get mistaken. His coordination, his rhythm, everything's always becomes natural to you, doesn't it? So yeah, that's about it. I think. What did you say again? What was the question?
I was saying, like, how does that give him an advantage?
Yeah, that was the one. So
because obviously, if half of the, go on.
Yeah, so as I was saying, because he's left-handed, but he's right-footed. No, he's left-handed and left-footed, but he can use his right hand. So let me start that again. As I was saying,
we are one that. Yeah, we keep it up for the. Yeah.
But I'm better with my left hand and left foot.
That's the one. He's left-footed, left-handed, but he's ambidextrous. He can use both hands. So when he's switching between stances, it comes easy to him. It's natural to him. So I think
And it's mad though, because I think, as we spoke, because we know that obviously the vast majority of boxers train against a right-handed fighter, an orthodox fighter. So if you're faced with a young switch hitter like Keandre, who's is a southpaw anyway, but he can switch hit, then it's a problematic fight for you.
Yeah, definitely. It's always harder to fight a southpaw. What I've seen, and as you know, I haven't been around boxing for that long, only the last like 2-3 years, I'd say.
But he can shatter box. The basic challenge, I can shatter box.
Well, I mean, even watching it, studying it, everything as a whole. But I've seen and heard in the gyms that it's always harder to fight against a southpaw, as you were saying. Orthodox fighters, probably 80% of the time, are fighting against the orthodox fighter. Whereas when you come up against a southpaw, everything's on the other side. The legs clash, the arms clash together, your jab hands, it's harder to land your jab and certain other things. And there's certain other things that being a southpaw gives you more attributes if you're able to use it to your advantage. As Keandre was saying, he's got good footwork and good hand-eye coordination, so yeah.
And he's got a shot and half as well. Marcus, I was like, yo, stand up against the radio and just tense. I said, oh, come on then. Boof! Yeah.
Since it.
I
used to take him every day.
Every day. One side, well, as Uncle Master God, he did the same thing.
Yep, my dad did
the same thing. Yeah. So, with all that being said, I'd say big up to you as well, Marks. And I'm saying this unbiasedly. It's not because we've known each other from knee high or I'm the Godfather. It's not that. It's we're seeing examples, as I said, of what excellence looks like, of what a healthy mindset looks like, of what good parenthood looks like, and what excellence, all of those things in one. I think it's especially at this age, it's very important to show that it does actually exist, and there are people on the ground who are doing these things. Obviously, because it's a disciplined sport now. I know Keandre has never been a bad youth. Get me? He's a very good listener. He always well-mannered, X, Y, and Z. He's a good boy. But since he's been to boxing, have you seen any behavioural changes in him, in a positive sense? He's a more focused. He's a more because he looks very calm. Still, he's very chilled. Have you seen any behavioural changes in him?
So, as you said, Keandre has always been a calm child. Anyway, from a baby to a toddler. And through the years, he's always been calm and well-behaved. Not very, even when he was a baby, he didn't really cry much or he was a sicky baby, even though but he wasn't that type of child. So he's always been calm and collected, and I haven't seen no changes in his behaviour because he's always been calm. So it didn't really calm him down. Like some children will come to boxing to calm down. some children come for confidence to get out of their shell. Whereas, because Keandre has always just been on that straight line, he's alright. He's never really had fights at school, before boxing or after boxing. He's not one of them kids who goes to boxing and learns
2-5
and then uses it. He's not that type of child. That's just a sport to him, like playing football. Fighting to him is just literally like a sport to him. It's not as we think, or a lot of people get to a teenager and then might get into boxing because they know. Whereas he just does it because he loves it, because he enjoys it, and it's just a sport to him, yeah.
And he's very good at it as well.
And he's good at it, yeah.
He's very good at it. As I said earlier, I'm going to post up a lot of these videos because he's been training with Walsher, shout out Walsher, at Concrete Canvas. All the chaps up there doing really good. Nikolai Campbell, and Levi Kinsonia. These are the people that is around. These are the mentors, the examples, of course his father as well, that he has around him. How important is that for him to see pros in the gym where he can be like, yes, Keandre, you're right. Like, how important is that for him in his development?
Yeah, I think that's a big positive and a big, what's the word? Just a big
influence,
a big inspiration for him, yeah.
See it there.
Yeah. It's a big inspiration for him because, as I said, he was naturally good at boxing anyway, but we never knew all the shots and stuff. We'd never been to a gym. I've never been to a gym all my life. Like, I didn't know. I just generally was just doing what I knew. You know, how to do a 1-2 or a hook or an uppercut. And then when he went to the gym, watching how the other pros move and stuff, and how they train, when they get there, they'll skip or they'll go on the treadmill to warm up. Then might do a bag circuit to warm up for 3 rounds, and they might do pads with Liam Walsh, as you were saying earlier, and then they'll come out of the ring and they'll do some strength and conditioning and other stuff. Just a structure to the training and how they move, how they get a rhythm to their boxing. That's what he picks up a lot of. He likes to train with Levi, don't you, Kinsiona, and he likes to train with Nikolai. Nikolai helps coach him sometimes, but mostly he's coached by Liam Walsh, aren't you? And yeah, they do very good with him. They all like him. They've got a good relationship, so it helps him all round, I think. Yeah.
What do you like about being around them lot, Keandre?
Because they've been in boxing. They've been fighting in a boxing event before, so so I can learn new stuff from them. And if I concentrate on them, they'll
I'll help you get through.
Yeah.
Get through. And you've also been at some big fights as of late. Please watch out for this Concrete Canvas. I'm telling you, some big fighters are coming out of that gym. Big up Walsh. His work there and everybody else was helping build this, as you said, a family of boxing. But what fights have y'all been to? Because I was just on Instagram, cash over there, scrolling. I'm seeing him with that a professional.
Is it the lady or the?
Both of them.
So he's seen a lot of boxers. When he went to the event where Levi Kinsiona boxed, he went backstage and he met all the boxers. So like, Dave Allen was there because Levi is managed by Dave Allen.
Wicked.
And Harrison, who's just become pro, he's signed by Dave Allen as well.
Wicked.
There are other boxers who train at Concrete Canvas.
Wicked.
And so he's met Dave Allen and Stevie Levy and certain other pro fighters. Sonny Edwards, he's held the belt with Sonny and stuff, haven't you?
Sonny.
And
you just wonder
Dalton
with
Smith
right?
and certain other professionals who are very established. He's been around a lot of them. And he's been to the Sky Show before in Liverpool. As I said before, I've never really been to any boxing shows, so he's been to as many boxing shows as I have since we've been with Concrete Canvas and we've been to going to the shows and stuff. We've been to 3 or 4 shows, so he's been to all of them with me.
We went to our first one together.
We went to our first one together, we did.
Yeah, that's one.
And everyone since that.
Yo, me too.
For real.
Woman was at that at the show as well, innit? Woman was at that show. Pete,
Yeah.
did you wanna interject?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say to Marcus, like, from father to father, like, it's really impressive how you're able to get him to hyper-focus on a certain skill from a young age, do you get what I'm saying? Because most parents just leave their kids till they're on, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because of getting him to focus at such a young age, like for him as well, you can just tell the mentality that he's building, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Already he's got an elite mentality, how you go get, you know, chicken and chips or whatever, then nah dad, I'm not on that, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's big, you don't usually see kids that age be like that, they'll be like, nah, you know what, let me get chips as well, but it's really impressive, again, from father to father, do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I like you're saying, like, normal fathers will have to push that on. I don't have to push that onto him. He makes them choices for himself just from the knowledge that he's learned from being around, not even from being around the gym, because he was like that. He had that mentality from before the gym. Going to the gym's just helped reinstall that, because they give him the same principles and priorities as we do as a family, as his nana and his granddad do, as I do as a father, as his mum does. And we've just installed that in him from young, you know what I mean? Listening and being good and calm and following the rules, and you know, he's always been more grown than his age. So we've always just let him have
the easy ride.
Yeah,
and
I think being on.
Choose my choice.
Yeah, I'm with him all the time. So like, I don't really. When I was young, I'd be here and there and everywhere. Whereas since I had children, I literally dedicated all my time to my children. I still play football and I still do certain bits, but 99% of the time, I will be with Keandre. Like, people ask me like, what do you want to do though? And I think like, I'm 30 next month, but since I was 20, 21, I've always just thought, since I had a child, I just want to put all my work into my child and make him something. Like, if he wanted to play golf, if he said he wants to play golf next week, we'll start. Obviously, I'll try and encourage him to stay in boxing because he's put a lot of work into it. So, you sure you want to do it? But if he said he wants to play golf, we'll go and play golf, and I'll push him with that, and I'll take him and play golf every day and study and learn that. Because as Rodran was saying before, devoted Dominic, we was very good at football when we was young, and my dad used to take me to the matches week in, week out. Sometimes we'd pick Dominic up if his mum weren't bringing him, and he'd be there supporting us every week. He'd have advice before the game, he'd have advice after the game,
during the game, and after the game.
But then when I got to like, my dad would even take us to training midweek. He'd take us to the field to learn how to kick better or to do skills. Or he was very hands-on as a dad, and he'd do a lot with us. But then as soon as I got to 16, it was just like,
the world becomes a more interesting place.
Yeah, the world becomes an interesting place for me. My dad thought I was big now, whereas they're the vital years, I think, when you get to
14, 15, 16.
Yeah, if your parent can help you, keep you on the right track through to 18, 19, 20 and 21, they're the most important, valuable years to help yourself to be successful in something. So that's just why I always try and be with him and be there to help guide him in the right place and keep him on the right path. Because there's many paths out there, as you know,
it's true,
you can stray onto.
It's true.
Find it hard to get off.
Manners, what a guy.
Well, I was gonna ask follow-up questions and advice for young parents, but I think you've covered that basis. What you said,
yeah, in fairness, like, and this is the thing, I think, there's this narrative that, it isn't even, it is a narrative because it's fact. It's shown that there aren't a lot of fathers with their children's mother. And it's just a thing of, you know, of course, if it's circumstantial and things don't work out, cool, but we don't see a lot of man playing the position for the child. I'm telling you, Mark, I've seen it face value, he's not left his side. He is not left, he knows already.
I know my other children.
I know your other children as well. Yeah.
Obviously, all my children are with my same partner, so we're all together as a family. So and
it's a strong foundation, and that's the thing. Like, all I was going to say is I respect it, Marks, because where we come from, or where we've been, bro, it's a cold world out there. It's a cold world out there, and if he never had you being you, it could just be like the status quo.
Yeah,
exactly. Get into something and get straight off.
I know some people, and they'll be like, oh, my kid's just like his mum, but you only spend
10%. Yeah.
So obviously it's gonna be like his mum, like, whereas people are like, your son's very much like you, like the way he speaks, the way he acts, the way he's man. Because I've helped teach him everything he knows. It's not just taught by his mom. It's not just taught by me.
It's a balance. It's a
all
collective.
always together as a family. We spend a lot of time.
You obviously spend time around the Shanti, Harmony, and Romani, but you spend a lot of time with us.
Straight, it's a balance.
My dad and my mum are still together, so that's normal to me. My nan and granddad
still
are
together.
still together.
Normal to you.
Obviously, I grew up with a lot of people that didn't
Had
have
a lot
their
of
mum and dad,
dysfunction,
so
yeah.
I see how certain things happen and certain situations occur, which then sets a different mindset. Whereas to me, that mindset of being a family unit is normal to me. That's from my nana and granddad to my mum and dad to even my nana and granddad on my other side. They were still together when I was young, but obviously my granddad passed away when I was like 2. But they'd probably still be together today.
They went by the vibes until death was part.
Until death was part.
Until death was part. KJ, is he a good coach or what?
Yeah.
Is he a good coach or what?
Yeah.
So, I've seen you do certain combinations. Name a few combos.
Corkscrew. I'm gonna go all through the different shots. So we've got 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, 5 shot, and 6 shot. And we've got 2 on the way in. Corkscrew, as I said. Southpaw is not. Don't think it's the stance, it's the shot. If the coach names that shot, you don't think you have to switch stance. So to go southpaw, if you're orthodox, it's just a shot. And 1-2 hook.
Pull back.
Pull back on your right and pull back on your left.
There's a lot of shots to remember.
He's got a lot of shots. He caught you out at the yard. That's what I said over there.
Every day, fam.
Every day about. Don't think it's the stance. It's a shot. It's just like he's just downloading these shots.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, there's another 20 shots.
20 shots. He knows.
Like I was saying to you, it's hard to remember them like off the bat like that.
You've got to be action
packed. The coach who's been doing it since he was 7-8 years old.
Yeah.
Leo Morse has been in the gym. He used to be in the Ingles gym growing up all his life. He used to train before school and after school as Keandre does. So they've been with the shots for that many years. It's kind of installed into them. So when they think, if they call a shot, Keandre can instantly do it. So like as he couldn't remember a few many shots, and I'm struggling to remember the shots as well. Like I said, there's a lot of shots to remember. But if the coach calls it, he does it instantly. And you've seen how it works on the pads. As soon as he calls the shot, bang, boop, 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 boop. Next shot be called, boop, 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 boop. Such and such a shot, boop, 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 boop. Such and such a shot, boop, 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 boop. So it's a flow in. You've got literally half a second to think, react, do the shot. But any shot he calls, he can do it straight away off the back of his hand,
So KJ, remember the name. What's the goal? Like, how far do you want to take this boxing thing?
To become a world champion boxer, and probably going to be doing boxing until I'm 30, 40.
30, 40, like that's old. World champion
30,
boxer.
40 or 45.
Or 45. So, obviously, Keandre, you're not sparring at the moment. So, at what age are you going to start sparring?
When I'm 10 in February, I'm going to be able to do skill bouts. So, it's like a normal fight, but it's just about 2 minutes, but there's no winner or a loser. It's just like a normal fight, but it's a little bit different.
Skilled bouts. Why? I've told him I'm coming up to the gym. I told you about 10 times. I'm coming up to the gym. I'm not going up there. I'm not going up there. I'm still on the football pitch, bro. I'm still on the football pitch. I'm not doing them things there. But no, that's sick, Keandre. So after your skill bouts, at what point is it gonna start like?
So I think
being involved in the young, obviously, the
amateurs.
The young amateurs. Because I tell you now, we want to see you fight, and they do. Box, not fight, box.
So, as he was saying, he's going to start in February doing his skill bouts. So next year, should start sparring. Maybe straight into the new year, he should get a few spars in, so he gets ready to for his skill bouts that he's going to be having. And I think when he's 11 years old, that's when he can go into the amateurs. So he might have a few skill bouts, and then when he turns 11, he'll go into the amateur scene and he'll start doing proper amateur fights.
Then he'll be tearing up the Olympics, he'll be tearing up everything, he'll be tearing up divisions, unified, pound for pound. That's what we're looking.
Yep.
That's what we're looking.
As far as we can take it, obviously, it's little step by step. But as long as he stays focused and stays dedicated, the sky's the limit.
In his Bum, Lashante, and Bulky, what they go? They're copying, because they will see you box. Do they box as well? We are.
Yeah, Lashante and Harmony do boxing with me sometimes, and Romani said he wants to either do boxing or football, but he's going to start doing boxing when he's 5.
Why?
Yeah, so all my children train every day at Concrete Canvas. Harmony and Lashante, my 2 girls, they'll just do the kids session, and then sometimes they'll stay and watch Keandre do the second session, or sometimes they'll go home after that. So they said we just live around the corner from the gym. So Romani obviously is only 3 years old, so
Bulky,
bulky, handful.
Literally.
As I said, they're
Pardon the
all, very good children. My children are all calm, but the littlest one, he's the more handful. Obviously, he's got these big ones to learn. I think he thinks he's big already, so he's doing and saying stuff what the big people are doing. He's trying to box. He's trying to do all sorts. But yeah, as we were saying, he'll start when he's 5, and the girls box every day. And Keandre, obviously, because he wants to be a boxer. The girls don't necessarily want to be a boxer. They just do it because as you were saying, their brother does it. They enjoy it. Always give them the choice. You don't have to come. You want to come boxing or don't you want to come? Yeah, I want to come. They always want to come. So
they want to be more around me and you.
On the scale of
like
1 to 10, how much do you enjoy it?
100.
Jeez, 100. I said on the scale to 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy it? He said 100. 100.
Me like helping coach him as a father. Like it's not challenging, but I feel what's the word? I feel a bit pushy sometimes.
Yeah.
You're repeating like, do it like this, do it like that, do that shot again, practice that shot again, and literally everything you ask, do another 10 push-ups. Yeah, no problem. Do 50 pull-ups. Yeah, no problem. He's straight on there. He's just doing it. If I tell him to do a sit-up routine where he does like 10 different versions of like an ab workout, 10 different activities, and he'll just do all 10 straight off, no problem. Just tell him to do his ab workouts, he's straight on it. And yeah, so he's a good lad.
It's like elite mentality already, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Greatness.
Yeah, sometimes I want to say, oh, you don't have to do it, but I don't want to install that, because he's got that strong mentality. I don't want to, it's like sometimes I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, like, oh, don't worry about that today. Whereas I don't want to install, so I'll be like, yeah, go on and do that again, or do some more, or I'll make him do an extra 2 rounds, because he already does more than he should. Not for his age, but like, I don't know how to explain it. He does a lot for his age. He trains with the pros, as I said. So it's like sometimes I want to say like, oh, you've done well, like just have a day off or don't do that. But I want to keep it up and keep the daily like training as
the consistency.
Yeah.
It's
and
mad because
you know, in life, once you start having one break here, and then next week you might have one break, and it becomes a habit of you having a break every week, and
fall off.
and it becomes 2 days, and
like as I was saying, it's consistent thing. Well, as you were saying, it's consistency, and it is because I think even Jibs used to say it. Anti-Jibs, it's not his quote, but he used to say it quite a lot, and it says, "You are what you repeatedly do." Therefore, excellence is not an act; it's a habit. Mm-hmm. You get me? It's in the repetition of things that you become excellent. And obviously, it's your boy. Shout out Bam Bam. Unbiasedly, because honestly, every father, every parent thinks their son is the bee's knees. Extra savvy, right? No one's going to say, he's not the business. They're going to be like, well, he's my son. Of course he's the business. But we're seeing that playing football. The loudmouth chatty patty, his son ain't got a touch. Right? So, what heights do you think he can reach?
This boy always amazes me. So like when I see him do the things he does and how fast he learns it and puts it together as a whole, it always amazes me. So I think he can do well. Yeah, he'll definitely. I think he'll become a pro when he's probably like 18, 19,
And he's ready.
and then we'll build it from there. But I definitely think he can become a world champion if he sticks to it and he trains every day when he's older. Because as the quote you were just saying, what Jib said in the gym, they say a similar quote: "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard." So you probably heard it before. So he's very talented as
But
it
he
is,
works hard.
but he works hard as well. So when you combine the two, that's when you get the Canelos, the Floyd Mayweathers,
the excellent ones.
Them boxers that just box when they've got a fight for the 12 or the 8-week camp and don't live their life outside of that.
Yeah.
They're the ones that struggle sometimes, even if they're very talented. Or
Would you like to watch then, KJ? Like, who are your favourite boxers?
Some of my favourite boxers are Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson.
legends.
We ain't saying no. I'm not really good.
Anymore?
Anthony Joshua.
Oh, I let down the phone.
We've got a slide.
Yeah, I let him. No, joking. No, inspiring fighters, and obviously he's got a mixture of everything. Ali, the feet, as you're saying, he's got fast feet. He's got Mike Tyson. Obviously, he's got power. AJ, because he's a champion. Not anymore, but he was. So I had to such. But yeah, that's sick. So, are you training tonight?
We might train tonight, but if we don't get to the gym, we're gonna do some boxing at home.
Cool.
Why?
So as soon as we leave here, we're going to head to the gym, depending on what time we finish here. If we make it, the gym shuts at 7, so if we make it, if we can get to the gym for 6, we'll train for an hour. If not, we'll just do some training at home. I'll coach him at home, do some pads with him at home, do a quick workout.
Like, how much of... Obviously, I would suppose that every parent finds joy and finds a fulfillment from seeing their kids be happy, you know, enjoy the things that they do, you know, be involved in sport, whether it's team sport or it's boxing, the only ones. How much has that helped your relationship with Keandre? I know you spoke about always being with him, never leaving his side, always guiding him, etc. But how has that helped your relationship specifically as a dad? Because I want the dads out there to know this, that it isn't just a child, okay, I'll pick him up on Saturday. Like, no, I'm here. How much more has that enhanced your relationship?
I think being with him all the time, I think it's a bit more the opposite way around.
Okay.
Being with him all the time enhances the relationship then when you're trying to show him something, whether it's football, boxing, whatever you're trying to show him. Doing his schoolwork, as I always explain to him, like, when you finish school, when you're 16, 17, you've got so many years, maybe another 50, 60, 70, 80 years, what you can do, whatever you want. So you don't want to be working in a shop or for somebody else when you can stick to your own craft and try and make something for yourself. That's what I was explaining to you, innit? So I just try and keep him focused on himself, and as you were saying, the parents' involvement and guidance in that, I think, is a major thing. It's like we were saying before, when I got to 16, my dad kind of stopped taking me to football. I had to start making my own way. And then by the time that was at 16, by the time I was 18, I stopped playing. I didn't play football ever again until I was 25. So it's like, as I've been there with him from a baby, throughout toddler, throughout all the years, I think that helps us now guide him in the right path. And being a family unit with his mum and me, definitely, I understand how a single parent would struggle. Because if I was a single parent with 4 children, I've got 4 children, or even if you've got 2 children, even 1 child,
it's an imbalance.
You're going to struggle because you've got to be tidy and cooking, cleaning, doing the washing, and boxing with him. So like when mom's cooking and doing the cleaning, I'll be doing boxing with him. When I'm doing the cooking and I'm doing the cleaning or dealing with the other children, Amber can be showing him boxing, or Amber will even do the pads with him sometimes, you know what I mean? Obviously he's not as coordinated as with us, but as long as you can hold the pads, he knows what he's doing. Like you've seen him, he knows the shots himself, so he can help teach you as well. And it's just a whole, it comes together as a whole. I think putting your children first and being a good family unit, I think that helps teaching, balancing, and everything as a whole, I think, yeah.
And you're making quite a lot of noise on social media, aren't you, as well? He's got his own Instagram, he's got his own page, YouTube, I'm sure, will be coming soon. What's it called, Kate? What's it called?
Keandre Boxer, that's Keandre Boxer.
Man didn't even have to tell him to spell out the credential. He's been watching. Papa. So, that obviously helps you. In terms of social media, because obviously he's boxing a lot of the time, he's not on these devices. Like a lot of kids your age are on the phones. Do you prefer to be in the gym than be on your tablet at home playing all the time? Because a lot of kids your age are just on the tablet.
Yeah,
or the Xbox, so what do you prefer?
Yeah, I prefer being at the gym and learning new stuff instead of just doing this same thing, watching stupidness on the pad and the Xbox and the phone and the tablet. It's just I want to learn more stuff, and you can get to learn more stuff in the gym. You can learn more stuff in boxing.
And that isn't even to say that they can't have downtime and be on the tablet, because he can do everything. He can chat lyric and he can spit bars. He likes his music. I'm sure he likes his YouTube.
He still plays football.
He still kick football.
You see, he doesn't play for a team, but he'll still go out on feet. See, Keandre, I kind of influenced him to do that as well. Like, as you know, we're old school kids. We went and played out. We play on the front from after school till your mum shouted you in at whatever time, or shouted you for your dinner. I always encouraged him from he was young, from he was 3, 4, 5 years old, from he could go out. Obviously, he couldn't go out by himself. I used to go out with him, but I'd encourage him, come on, let's go and play outside on your bike. Let's go and play football. Let's go to the park. So I always encourage him to do stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, he still plays the Xbox. He still goes on his phone. He's got a phone. He's got a pad. But I don't have to
wean him away from it. Like, come off that. He's already.
Or I don't have to set times like, oh, you can go on your pad for an hour, or like, because he comes home from school, he gets changed, he goes to the gym. He don't come home from the gym till 6 o'clock. Then sometimes when he comes home from the gym, he wants to go out on a bike ride. So like,
or walk dogs,
or walk the dogs, or people say like, isn't he tired after the gym? He's asking to go on a bike ride. I'm saying, yeah, this kid, he's got energy, he's ready to go.
Energy.
So then we'll go on a bike ride, half an hour, we'll come back 6:30, have dinner. As you know, my kids go to bed at 7 o'clock, so by the time 7 o'clock comes, he didn't really have time to play on his phone or go on the Xbox. So,
and you've been doing that, and I've got to respect that. Obviously, every household is the same, but I've got to respect it, because them picnic, all your children, they listen, you know. Ain't no arguments talking about, no, but this and that, throwing themselves on the floor, spitting the dummy yard. They already know, so all by now, 1:45, he's already saying pat, pat, touch. Remember that one? Pat, pat, touch, good night, kiss, and gone. Yeah, man, it's important, especially for all young minds that are going. Rest is imperative, because he's up again for half 6 and he's at gym tomorrow morning.
It's a boxing, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Always getting up at 7:30 and he'll do half an hour in the house. And I always said, that's what I always said to him as well. When you are a professional boxer, then you are fighting for world titles or you get to them big, important, hard fights. He'd have been going to bed at 7 o'clock since a kid. Like, a lot of kids don't do that. Like, I see that as an advantage.
Yes.
Even if you keep certain things up like that over the years, like there's a lot of kids on Instagram, boxing kids, if you have a look, but I'll see them on there at 12 o'clock going on live. Like, my son's been sleeping since half past
5
7.
hours.
You know what I
He's
mean?
sleeping
And
5
these
hours.
other boxing kids are on doing live Instagram at 12 o'clock. So I'm thinking, all right, yeah. My man's getting his beauty sleep, getting his strength
He's
in.
replenished.
He's replenishing, yeah. So I see all these things as advantages for him. That's just normal for him though, because I said that's just his routine. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it, you know. Pete, I love it.
No, it's amazing, trust me, man.
I love it, you know.
It's amazing.
Look, they just item up. Look, same Ras, same Natis, yo, same sitting, yo. Everything is everything, and it's just beautiful to see, like, on the level markers, like, and I take my hat off to you, to Amber, you get me, and to Tracy, your dad, like, because that's helped me as well, you get me, because even growing up, my mum was a bit and all about football. Yeah, I can take you some days, Uncle Martin, but yeah, yo, come true straight away. So that's obviously helped me as well. And even just like seeing it in Keandre, in his nature, in his decorum, how he sits, he's very himself. He knows who he is, and he knows a lot earlier than what we had to do to find out who we were. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to say, big up. Oh, the Wild family, up, man. Is there any last words, KJ? Any last words that you want to tell the world about Keandre? Look straight into the camera.
Look out for me when I'm older. When I'm
A professional.
World champion.
A professional world champion boxer. Yeah, look out for me, and I might see you one day.
He's tough. Right, yeah. Look out for me. And fathers.
Yeah, watch out for my son, Keandre. He's got a very busy schedule and a big life to lead. And don't forget to follow all his social platforms, Keandre Boxer, on Instagram and YouTube. And yeah, thank you very much. Keep your eyes out.
Thank you very much. Why, man? It's P.
Wait, just before we wrap it up, favourite question, we always have to ask this. But I know you guys have got a very busy schedule, but do you guys read at all? Or?
We don't read book. You see the mascot before it looks.
Do you guys read out?
Keandre likes to read books.
He loves it.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
But he more just like normal books, not really like educational books or like documentary type books or things. He'll just like read like his normal school books and stuff. And
That's alright still.
he's got some books that he's bought, some big page books with good stories, what he reads and stuff. Yeah.
He's still reading at the end of the day, he's still taking in information, he's still opening up different parts of your brain as well. I feel like that's why he's so impressive, even doing the boxing. See how the mind works, it's like the more things you do at a younger age, the more your mind opens up, you're able to think differently, you have different thought patterns and things like that. So even whatever is reading, even if it's school books, I think that's, again, amazing. Hats off to you again. From the boxing to the reading, like, nah, you're gonna be special, bro. Trust me, bro.
I always used to, when I was a child, I'm not afraid, I'll tell people straight, I used to not like reading when I was a kid.
Jack in school.
So that's like,
Jack.
Even to like when I was growing up as a teenager, like if I drove past something, I don't read it. Like that's
too much.
That's just like an image to me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like when I got older, I realized like, wait, normal people when you go past something,
They read
you
it.
read it. Like if I go past something, a shop, anything, even if it's a new shop, like, oh, that looks nice. Like I figure out what it is from visual, from pictures and how my judgment of judging the book by its cover. Whereas I always influence my children to read. Obviously, as I've got older, I've got better at reading and I've learned how to read properly, and I read as I'm going around now. But as you were saying, when you get older, how the mind works is you pick up certain stuff and it opens certain things, and reading and doing other educational stuff is good for the mind. So I'm trying to like help open his mind as much as I can from young. Obviously, without making him grow up too old, too quick, because it's good to stay young and enjoy your childhood and stuff like we said earlier. He still plays the computer, but he's one of them kids. He'll play one game on Fortnite and he's done. Like I was like that when I was a kid though. I play one game of FIFA and then I'm going outside. When I'm playing it, I'll go when I can play it.
You get bored of doing the same thing all the time.
But if you really enjoy it, like boxing, then you don't get bored of it. Same as your job. If you work in something you really enjoy, you don't really get bored of it. 100%. Whereas if you're doing something like he just plays the computer because his friends play it, you hear about Fortnite and so that's why he started playing it. But it's not really his thing. He just did it because everybody else does it.
So I can play with my friends in it.
But his friends will play from like morning till night. They were ringing him, "Come on, you coming back on. I might come on later. I'm gonna go out on my bike or I'm going boxing or."
And that difference there alone, it's a big difference long term.
It's not easy to influence. That's the thing, and I think a lot of us, even in our, what do you say, in the sagas where we were just prevalent as teenagers, young adults. Like, it is easy to get pulled over to one side. Like, obviously I can say that we were very, very strong-minded in a sense, but it's easy to just get, there's a little, over here, you know,
little peer pressure for certain things, leading down the wrong path.
There's a move there, damn. So, at 9 years old, he's already got that in him. And I just want to say, lastly, like, please, like, young children, please look at this young man. He's an inspiration. He's working hard at the things that he loves doing. He's enjoying it. He's got his own mind, and he's got big dreams, and he's working hard for those dreams. And you are going to see him on the big screen, under the lights. You're going to see me too, in corner. But also, parents as well. Take a leaf out of Marcus's book and Amber's book about how they pour everything into their children and maintain a family foundation and a structure so that they can govern their children and steer them in the right direction, and that their children can fulfill themselves and live a fulfilled life. Do you know what I mean? I know we're ending on a deep one, but daily devotion, stay locked and tight when it comes. Salute, pop, touch and cut down. Come on, fire. Come on, every time. Come on, lion. Each and every time. Yo, no, Pete, and tight,
devoted, and the daily devotion podcast every time.
Love, salute. Yeah, that was strong. Juicy.
Big J.
Strong. Yeah, strong.